It would have been sometime in the last 15 minutes or so. She couldn't have gotten here before then.
Sorry, Inspector. I haven't seen her.
Was there someone?
You seen Eden?
What happened? What's going on?
Well, there was some kind of accident out at the beach.
With Eden?
Yeah, she almost drowned. It was on the radio.
She all right?
I think so. It seems that Victoria Lane rescued her.
Victoria Lane?
The actress.
Yes, I know who she is. My goodness.
Why, Dr. Timmons? You look as though you've seen a ghost.
Close enough.
Dolly, anything at all can be forgiven as long as there's love.
Sometimes you ask too much of love. I think I've taken advantage of that.
Oh, everybody does. It's human nature as long as you realize it. You should let Cruz know that you've learned from your mistakes, that's all.
Daddy, do you know how many times he's heard that from me?
So what? You know how many times your mother's heard it from me?
I'm just afraid.
Listen, sweetheart, maybe you should take some time. You stay at the house where Rosa picks up the room for you. You start to think about...
No.
Darling, I'm only
No,
trying
I
to...
know. You're just trying to help. I'm sorry. I just can't keep running to my father and hiding.
Now, what are you talking about hiding? You're not hiding. It's a place to be alone, to think things out.
I know. But you see, it's like I'm using you and Mama. Every time I have a problem, I come here so you'll tell me that it's all right.
You know something, Ella? I always felt that's what home is all about. A place to go where everything is forgiven and accepted.
It is. And I love you so much. But I have another home. And there's somebody there that has to accept me. And I don't know if he will or not. But I have to go and see. I can't run anymore. Cruz?
Yeah. Leave it off, please.
I don't blame you for not wanting to look at me.
I'm trying to figure out why, Eden. I've been trying a long time.
I don't have any answers. Nothing that I haven't already said. The only difference this time is the enormity of the mistake. I don't think I've ever done anything like this.
I never thought you'd lie to me. That I didn't expect.
It just got out of control so fast. The harder I tried to fix it, the worse it got.
Yeah, well, the way you fix a lie is you tell the truth.
God. I feel so ashamed. I don't understand how this happens.
Happens again and again.
Yeah, again and again.
If you really can't understand it, I don't know how I can.
I don't expect you to. I know what I'm asking is maybe impossible. I'm asking you to accept without understanding. Just know that I'm a very imperfect person. And forgive me. Do you think you can do that?
Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, full-time actress, part-time lifeguard.
I want to be alone, please.
Pity you weren't there when Katie was in trouble. You might have saved her life. She could be here today. You know, I saw you when you walked in. You looked like $1,000,000. Greeting, meeting people, all smiles, you know? I mean, normally you're looking over your shoulder like there's somebody sneaking up on you. This time you looked happy, like the weight of the world was off your shoulders. Why is that?
Please say something.
I don't know what to say.
Please, Cruz. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging you. I need you so much. Please say something. I'm going to turn it
Don't
on.
turn that on.
Whatever you say, you can say it to my face.
I don't think you want to see what I'm feeling.
I've seen you angry at me before.
This is a lot deeper than anger, believe me.
Oh, Cruz.
Eden. What am... Apparently you need something I can't give you. Some kind of safety, some... trust. I don't... What I've done and said and felt doesn't work. You go behind my back.
I love you. It's because I love you.
And it's because of who you are, who I am, where you've come from. I love you too. Obviously, that's not enough.
It is. It's always been enough.
It's not enough to keep you from doing things you know you shouldn't do. It's not enough to keep you from hurting people badly.
I'll try to change.
You have tried. I have seen you try. Baby, something is missing.
I just want you to know one thing. And that is that I tried to get a hold of Martin. Oh, for God's sakes, I tried. When we were at the chateau, I realized I made a horrible mistake. And I tried to call him, but it was too late. He had already left.
Then why didn't you just tell me there and then so I could have put a stop to this?
Because it was so perfect. It was magical. And I was afraid I was going to ruin it. And then I don't know what I thought.
Well, it doesn't really matter now, does it? Because the damage is done.
Don't say that. It sounds so final. For God's sake, Jim, look at me.
Why? I don't know what I'm looking for anymore. I don't know who you are.
Cruz.
What am I going to tell you? I don't know what's real. I don't know what's true. I don't know what changes and what's supposed to stay the same. All I know is this is no good. I didn't want to say it. I don't even want to. You know, it's true.
No, it's not true. You and I are not over. It'll never be over. Never!
Come on, hey, come on. Don't run off. This is your hour of glory. I'm a sucker for heroes. I'd like to worship you, darling.
Would you leave me alone?
No, your obvious delight at saving Eden is something I would love to bask in.
Please,
Try
Keith.
to understand. I mean, you must have had a lot of real nasty fights with Eden, just like Katie, and she is in the way. She's an obstacle towards getting Cruz, just the way that Katie was, and then suddenly out of nowhere, she nearly drowned.
You're crazy, you know that?
I am mesmerized with how you're arranged. What is it, voodoo? Is it some antic art you learned in Hollywood? Why did you let Eden drown, huh? Why didn't you? Huh? She was in the way a lot more than Katie was. I mean, why did she survive, and why did Katie have to die? Upon what do you base your selections, darling?
I would have saved Katie if I could. Whether you believe it or not, I did not want her to die.
One of those fortunate surprises.
Look, Keith, I didn't know that Katie was in serious trouble. If I had known, I would have been out there in a second. I would have been out there the first time that she called for help.
First time? What does that mean? How many times did Katie try to call for help?
Oh, Cruz.
I don't know what's true or real. What changes or what stays the same. All I know is it's no good this way. I didn't want to say it. I didn't even want to think it. But that's the truth.
No. It won't be over between us. It won't. I won't let it. I won't.
Eden.
I was wrong. And I want to change. You fell in love with me the way I am. You've always known the way I am. You wanted to marry me. We are married in the eyes of God.
I will not be a party to hurting innocent people and pretending it didn't happen.
I'm not pretending it didn't
Yes,
happen.
you are. And not only that, you want me to say it's all right and just let it go at that.
You're not being fair. And don't look at me that way. You and Tori, you didn't think about what your actions would have on Katie? No, because nobody has that kind of foresight. And I made a mistake, and I'm sorry. I'm terribly, terribly sorry. Are you saying you're any better than I am?
No, I'm not, and I never have.
Don't leave, please. Please talk to me.
You knew the hell that Tori and I went through over Katie. You knew. And even knowing, you provoked the same kind of scene, and you swam out to the sea just like Katie did. I mean, that was an unbelievably cruel thing to do.
Dear God, I wasn't trying to recreate the same type of situation.
What, you just wanted to go for a swim, Eden?
I went into the ocean because I didn't want to look at Victoria's face anymore. I didn't want to hear anything from her. I went there because I wanted to get away from her. I wanted her to shut up. And I know I wasn't thinking rationally at the time, no.
Uh-huh. Like when you ran your car into the wall at the airport like I did? I mean, you were trying to make a point then. You admitted as much later. I think you were trying to prove another one with the scene at the beach. Now, maybe someday you will admit that too. Except that it will be too late.
It's one of the cruelest things you could ever say to me.
Is it?
Maybe you are right. Maybe it is over and I should get out of your life.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get a suitcase so I can pack. That's what you want, isn't it? Do you know what it feels like? To feel like you're drowning? Do you know what you think about?
Not firsthand.
I felt my arms. They were heavy. And I knew I had to turn around. But then I started feeling cramps. And I didn't think I was going to make it. That I was going to die, I was going to drown. And I saw Victoria on the shore. And I knew she wasn't going to help me. And I knew that this must have been how Katie felt. I felt the water rushing up over my head. And I didn't know if I was crying or I was screaming. And you want to know what I thought about in those last few seconds? I thought about you. I thought about when we were in Europe and we first met. And when we met again in Santa Barbara. How much in love I was with you. We always had this intense electricity between us. And I thought about the first time we made love. How perfect it was. And how painful it was that I would never feel anything like that ever again. And then I felt everything go black. And my lungs felt like they were bursting. Because I was dying. I was dying. And the water just rushed up over me. And then I heard voices. And I didn't know if I was alive or if I was dead. But I opened my eyes. And I saw you standing there. With your hand out. To Tori. And the way you touched each other was so full of warmth and tenderness. And later on, when they were going to put me in the ambulance, I saw you hold her. I saw you hug her. And right then and there, I was not grateful that somebody had saved my life. I was not grateful at all. I wished I'd never opened my eyes. And nothing that has happened since then has made me want to change that wish.
2 times, 10, a million. How many times you hear her cry for help?
Look, I know what I said must have sounded a little bit strange.
That's dark fear. You do sound like a witness, you know.
No. It's just that I've imagined how Katie felt all alone and frightened out there in the water. I imagine Eden felt the same way.
You don't care about Katie. You can't imagine how she felt, not the way I did, not the way she lived through it.
No, you don't understand.
You don't care whether Eden lives and dies, so why are you so thrilled at pulling her out of the ocean?
Because of Katie. I always wished that I had been able to save her, and with Eden, it was like a second chance.
You and Cruz jumped at. How did that happen? Where was your boyfriend, Martin?
Martin's left. He went to see a specialist about his knee. Keith, why can't you put Katie's death behind you and stop blaming us for it?
Tonight, thanks to you, I'll hear her cries for help again. And I'll hate you for it.
Will you stop for a second and let me talk to you?
See, I'm seeing myself with a little more clarity than I ever had before. You know, and I got to tell you that I never thought that what we had, that special something that we had, could ever happen with anybody else, but it has. It happened with Victoria in the not-so-distant past. That's more painful than you will ever imagine.
You are dead wrong. What Tori and I had was altogether different. Stop. I am not the same person I was then. When I met and fell in love with you, everything changed. For me and about me.
And for me, too. But the past didn't change.
The past
It certainly didn't go away.
doesn't change. The past doesn't go away. Most people learn to accept that somehow. You would rather spend your life hating Tori for the part she played in mine. Well, I'm sorry, Eden. I can't live that way.
Well, I can't live seeing all these old feelings that you have with Victoria relive themselves again and again every time you're with her.
What you saw between us was me thanking her for saving your life. Shoot me. The woman gets a chance, finally, to atone for not having been able to save Katie's. I was happy for her, Eden, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
But then everything's fine then, isn't it? I'm alive and Katie's dead and Tori's conscience is clear. She's free to chase you as far as she can without any obstacles. Oh, that is, if I step out of the way. Which is exactly what I'm going to do.
You haven't heard a single word I've said, have you? You know, you are more stubborn, more willfully paranoid than anybody I've ever met. And what's worse, you enjoy it. Otherwise, you couldn't possibly have kept it up for so long. I'm trying to send you a message. I cannot and will not continue to deal with it.
I wish my plan with Martin had worked. And that he was able to take Victoria away. That would have ended it all right.
I came to bring you and Cruz some good news.
Cruz isn't here.
Oh, well then I'll tell you the good news.
Come on in.
Oh, thanks. Cruz may have already gotten his papers, but, in case he hasn't, I thought maybe you both should know that the official divorce papers came through today. Both free again.
Oh.
Oh. Is that all you're going to say? I thought you'd be thrilled. You're free to marry Cruz now. Or did you already know?
No, I hadn't heard.
Oh, maybe you want to see it in writing. Here. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I'm sorry. I think, I know how much pain the two of you went through.
I'm fine, Eden.
Listen, I do appreciate you coming by to tell us. I'm very grateful to you.
I hope you are, because I was going to ask you to do something for me, too, if you will.
What?
I need your help. You see, I need your influence to convince your father to give Brandon back to me.
Well, Santana, I don't think he would do that. I can't imagine him. I mean, I don't think I can change his mind either.
No, that's not true. You can make Cece do anything in the world. When has he ever refused you?
Well, more often than you know, obviously. Look, Santana, I don't want to interfere in this.
No, you can. You must. Otherwise, Gina's going to have Brandon once she marries Cece, and I can't allow that to happen. You owe me at least that.
Santana,
to help me get my son back.
My father is protecting my sister by marrying Gina. He has no choice. Gina will be living in our house, and she will be taking care of Brandon. And I cannot ask him to do any different. I will not. I want my sister home.
Oh, my God. I am a fool.
How could I expect anything else? You don't care about anyone now that you've got Cruz. You know, now that you've finally got everything that you want, the rest of us can go straight to hell, can't we?
So you're really gonna go?
It's what you want, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think? It's probably what I should want, huh?
If you want to stop me, you can. All it takes is 3 words.
I don't think I know the words for us anymore. I really don't.
Well, if you want a hint, I can...
I don't need a hint.
You don't want to say it to me?
I could say it, Eden, and I could mean it. But that's been the problem. We say the words, we think that's enough. Obviously, the words aren't enough. I love you isn't enough.